Okay, so the recording has started. So for as I was saying previously, here it is the options, different options which we can see here in Solid Edge. The first one is opening new template. Then the second one is open option. Third one is save as, and here you can see there is options button. So once Solid Edge options button. So once you click on it, here you can see it. There are different options in it. The save, the file locations of different Solid Edge types, different Solid Edge. What we can say, uh, background files. As you can see here, Solid Edge admin, Solid Edge tolerance table, and symmetric tolerance table. Then here is user profile, the helpers. So in the helpers, first you can see here, it is starting Solid Edge. So as I was saying previously, when I start the Solid Edge, it starts with a blank page. If you wish to change it, here there are different options. Start with learn page, new page, or open page. So this is about starting Solid Edge. The next is environment. So there are two environments in Solid Edge. One is ordered, second is synchronous. So what in order, what order is all everything about history-based modeling. So anything you create, there will be a history kept for it. And if you wish to change anything in the part or model, our model, you can just go back to that step and you can change that geometry. While in synchronous is non-history based, where go ahead. Once you go ahead with your geometry, it will not be keeping any history of that sketch. If you directly try to create a solid, uh, then if you try it in order, there will be a background in there will be a some type of sketch it is, but in synchronous modeling, it there won't be anything related to it. So this is the difference between synchronous and order. This basic training session is everything related to order environment. When we will go for advanced training, synchronous part will be explained there. So this one is about solid edge options. The next part is once you click on the application button, there will be different options there. Just a minute. It will be So here are the different options in the solid edge. Once, as you can see here, the first is learn. Uh, when I click on it, here are different options related to it. So there are different learning tools and help and tutorial and different link regarding to it. So in learning tools, there is a tour of solid edge which will take you to the Siemens website uh, for the showing what solid edge can do or solid edge capabilities. It is then there is a recommended learning path, solid edge videos. Solid edge videos in the sense there is a uh, experience of people while using solid edge. It will be related to that one. In solid edge, in help tutorials, as you can see, solid edge help option is there. If you click on it, it will take you to the Siemens website where you can different you can see different options here. So related to your solid edge, there is a set your product area, mechanical and electrical design, simulation, learn solid edge. There are different options there. Next one is what's new or solid edge certification. It will be related to solid edge advanced training. So we will continue with it later. Our next option is open. So if you click on the open, here you can see it the recent files which I have opened it. You can browse it from here and open it. The third option, our third option is new. So in new, as you can see here, there are different templates here, which, for example, isometric part, isometric sheet metal, isometric assembly, isometric draft, and isometric weldment. So as you can see, these all are in isometric format. If you don't want this isometric format, you can just edit this into different standard by just clicking on this edit list. Once you click on this, here you can see there are different standards for it. Let's say ANSI inch, ANSI metric, DIN metric, then GB, GIS, nail code. There are different standards for you to create. So let's say if I click on ANSI, then okay, then here you can see. Then whatever I try to open the new template, it will be open in ANSI inch environment. So I for now I will click on isometric. So this is about there are another options: print, manage, settings. In settings, you can customize your solid edge. There are different settings that there were previously options here. So first now we will go with isometric part. So if I click on it, here you can see there is isometric part template has opened. And you can see in the top there is a ribbon bar where there are different commands related to select, plane, sketch, solids, pattern, modify dimensions. In the left side of the working area, here you can see there is a pathfinder. So in Pathfinder, whatever the command you used or whatever the geometry you have created, the history related to it, it will be shown here. And this is about Pathfinder. So in the center, as you can see, this is a base axis, that is XYZ axis related to base. So this is a as we can either keep this base as a our reference, or we can keep this base reference plane. Whatever you required, you can keep it there. For now, I will keep base. The next is here you can see in the right bottom corner, there is a cube type of theme. So if I try to move it, here you can see the cube is also moving. If I try to press the middle button of the mouse, and however I move it, you can see in the center the base is also moving, and in the right corner the box which is there, it is also moving. So this is about views of the our working drawing. If I click on this home button, so it will go to isometric view. If I try to change this to front, top, all right, I can do it as it is here. This is one way of changing our views. The next, if I want to change, there is another way. Here you can see in the top ribbon bar view, there is a view option. So in the view option here, you can see there are views here. There are different views. You can see here front view, then there is a top, back view, left view. So for these views also there is a shortcut key, that is here you can see for left view, that is Control L. If it is for right view, that is Control R. If it is for diametric view, Control J. Control isometric view, that is Control I. So this way we can change our views or orientation of our geometry. Let's see if I keep on. Let's say if I press Control F, it will take me to the front plane. As you can see in the right corner, it is also showing there. If I press on I, Control I, then it will take you to the isometric view. So this one is about views. The next is as I have said previously, there are two environments in which we can work. One is ordered, and second is synchronous. If I want to change it from order to synchronous, just simply press right click here, and as you can see, I can change it to synchronous environment with a simple just one click. This way we can change it from order to synchronous or synchronous to order. So this one is about our views and working window. Then next here is for today's session, we are going to learn about sketching part. So as you can see here, there are different options in sketching, that is sketch, 3D sketch, tear off, copy, component. So first, before us going into the sketching environment, let me tell you about the planes. So basically these related to base, there are only three planes, that is here you can see top plane, right plane, or front plane. So this is with reference to the base axis. If I want some other planes for my view or geometry, I can create it from here. More planes. So the first one is parallel. So if I click on it, I just have to select the reference plane, then just click left click, and as you can see, as I am moving cursor, the plane with the parallel plane which is getting created, I just have to specify. Here you can see the command bar for it. I just have to specify the distance for it, and at that distance the plane will be created, let's say 50, and then just left click. So at 50 distance, the parallel plane will get created. So this one is about parallel plane. Next one is angled. Angled is for angled plane, we have to follow the same procedure. We just have to click on the reference plane. Then we have to click on the axis around which our plane will rotate. Let's say I want to rotate it around Z axis. So I will click on it. Then I will choose the starting point. So as you can see here, if you can see from the top, the angle plane which we recorded, it will get created. Let's say I will put it on 45 degree and just left click. So the angle plane, according to that, the angle plane will be created. Then our next option is perpendicular. So this perpendicular, let's say for this 45-degree angle, I want to create a perpendicular plane. So I just have to click on this one. Then I just have to select this as a reference. So as you can see from the top view, the perpendicular plane which I required, it will get created. Let's see this one. So as you can see, these two planes are perpendicular to each other. And if I want to create any sketch or geometry related to it, I can create that way. So this one is about planes. Next we will go for sketching. And just delete this one. Just I think the solid edge got closed suddenly. So we'll go with a sketch environment. First, for the sketch, we have to select the plane around which we have to create our sketch. So I will select this XZ plane. Once we enter in the sketching environment, here you can see there are different options. The ribbon bar, which there was previously, it got changed according to the sketching environment. In the sketching environment, there are different options like draw, relate, IntelliSketch, dimensions, annotations, and many more. So our first option in the draw is line. So in the line, you just have to select it and just click on the starting point of it. So the line will get created. You just have to specify the distance, or you can just keep it in. Just click on anywhere and the line will get created, and the second line which will get created, it will be according to the endpoint of the first line. So I can either specify the distance, let's say I want it 100, so that way I can specify it. I can even specify the angle for it, and according to that the line will get created. So this one is about line. Next is point. Let's say you have to create a curve. uh, you have to create a curve. For that curve you need a reference point. So for that reference point, you can create the points. I just have to click on, just have to press the left click, and the points which I require it will get created. So this one is about points. Next one is free sketch. So in the free sketch, as you can see in the command bar, As you can see in the command bar, the free sketch adjust is on. So what is adjust? Adjust is if I try to draw it freely, here you can there is a pattern or there is a sketch related to it. Let's say there is a line or arc or circle or rectangle which I have created. So it will automatically, the Solid Edge will automatically adjust to the that sketch to the required profile. Let's say this is my line, then this is my arc, and the next one is my rectangle. So as you can see here, the line will get created and the arc which is I have drawn, it got created. If I have to create the rectangle, I just have to draw according to it. So the rectangle will get created in the free sketch. But if you keep the adjust off, so whatever it is, it will create the curve which will generate. It will get created according to it. So this one is about free sketch. Our next option is rectangle. So as you can see in the rectangle, there are you can create it three different ways: rectangle by center, rectangle by 2 points, rectangle by 3 points, and polygon by center. So first we will see rectangle by center. So in rectangle by center, I just have to select the center of the rectangle. I will create according to the base. So as you can see, as I am moving my cursor, the dimensions get changing. Let's say I will input the dimensions for it and 0 degree. So the rectangle will get created according to it. But you can see here, it is too small for that working area. So if I want to create in the full, what we can say is we have to show in the full this working window. I just have to press the middle button of the mouse twice. So the sketch we have created, it will get fit to the working window. So this is the one option for it. Our next command is rectangle by 2 points. So rectangle by 2 points, I just have to know the first starting diagonal points of the rectangle. So from that way I can create it. So let's say this is my rectangle. I will put it 100 and 75. So this way I can create the rectangle by 2 points. Our next option is a rectangle by 3 points. So in 3 points it is similar to 2 points, but instead of it is showing the rectangle directly, it will show first line. Let's say I will put 150. I have to input the width, then I have angle for that width. Let's say I want it at minus 10 degree. I just have to click on it, and here you can see the rectangle it will get created. I think there is something went wrong. Let's say I will take it another rectangle. I'll put it here. Let's say 150, 0 degree, and here you can see first I given input of width, then I just have to input the height. Let's say 75, and the rectangle will get created. So this one is about rectangle. Our next option is polygon. So for polygon, there are two options for it. That is polygon by vertex or polygon by midpoint. So I will show you what both the options. First, let's say I want to create a triangle. So I will choose first. First, I will choose the polygon by vertex option. So I just have to specify the center point of the triangle. That way, here you can see it. I can create the triangle according to it. So as you can see, I have chosen the option of polygon by vertex. So yeah, I have to specify the vertex of that polygon. Let's say I will input 50 and just left click on it. So here you can see it, the polygon which I have created. It is a there is a construction circle around it. So this is the polygon which I have created. It will be related to the this construction circle. All the 3 points are on this construction circle. So this one is about polygon by vertex. Our next option is polygon by midpoint. So for midpoint, we have to do the same procedure. I just have to select the center point of it. and here you can see it. The midpoint of that triangle, the line, any one line of the triangle, it is showing. Let's say I will input 50. Just click on it. So as you can see, previously I have given the input for polygon by vertex, and in this one I have chosen the option polygon by center point. So as you can see in the first diagram, the construction circle, it became circumcircle, while in the second triangle, as you can see, the construction circle, it became in circle. So this is the difference between polygon by vertex and polygon by midpoint. Our next option is circle by center point. Circle by center point, circle by 3 points, tangent circle, ellipse by center point, and ellipse by 3 points. So there are 3 options for circle and 2 options for ellipse. First we will go for circle by center point. So for this you just have to specify the center point of circle. Let's say this is my circle. I just have to input either diameter of it, or I just have to simply press tab. So from diameter it will go for radius. Let's say I want the radius 50. So the circle will get created with a diameter of 100 and the 50 radius, which I have given input. Our next option is circle by 3 points. So in circle by 3 points, we have to specify the 2 points on the circle, and then we have to given the diameter of the, we have to give input of the diameter of that circle. Let's say mm, let's say this is my first point of the circle, and this is my second point, which I want to keep it on circle. So as you can see here, the circle which is getting created, the 2 points which I have given as a reference, they are on the circumference of the circle. Let's say I want the radius of it 100. Just click left click on it. So the first 2 points which I have selected, that is this one and this one, they are on the circle, and I just have to specify the radius for it. So that way I can create the circle. So this one is about circle by 3 points. Our next option is tangent circle. Let's say I want to create a circle according to this line, above this line, which is a tangent to this line, I can say. So I just have to select the tangent point of it. Let's say I want it from the midpoint. I want that circle tangent to the midpoint of this line. Let's say I just have to select this midpoint. Then as you can see here, the circle which is getting created, I just have to specify the diameter for it. Let's say I will keep it 50 and just left click. So as you can see here, the circle which is getting created, it is tangent to this line. And if I want to change it, I can even do that also. Change the dimension or tangency of that circle. I can do that also. So the circle which I have created, it will be uh, remain to that point. Let's say I select this one. So this one is about circle by tangent point. Our next option is ellipse by center point. So ellipse by center point, for it, I just have to specify the radius of the primary axis. Let's just say this is my center point of the ellipse. The next one is this is my primary axis. Let's say 50, and just click on it. So as you can see, the ellipse will get created with primary axis of 50 mm, and then I just have to specify the secondary axis for it. Let's say I will put it 75. So the ellipse will get created with a primary axis of 50 and the secondary axis according to it. Our next option is ellipse by 3 points. So for ellipse by 3 points, I just have to select the two points on the primary axis, two opposite points of the primary axis. Let's say this is my first point and this is my second point. So the ellipse which I created, it will be get created according to it. Let's say I want it 75 and just try to press click. So the ellipse which I have created, it will get created according to it. So is there any doubt until now in this sketching section?
No, sir.
Okay, so we will go ahead. First let me delete it. I just have to select this one all, then delete. So our next option is tangent arc. Let's say this is my rectangle with 100 and 100. For the top side of this rectangle, I don't want this flat line. I just want to create a circular arc on it. So I can just select this line. I will delete this and create a tangent arc to it. I just have to click on this tangent arc. Then I just have to select the first point, and then I just have to specify the second point. So this way the tangent arc which I want, it will get created. I can even create a tangent arc according to any point on it. So this one is about 180 degree. I can even create for as many degrees for as many sweep the tangent arc sweep of tangent arc. I can create for as many degrees as I want. Let's say I want this, and if I select this one, so as you can see, the radius of that tangent arc, it is 66.9, and the sweep for it is 282.19 degree. So this one is about tangent arc. Next one is arc by 3 points. So in arc by 3 points, it is similar to tangent arc. Just we just have to select the 3 points of that arc. So the arc will get created. Let's say I wanted 150 radius. So it will get created according to it. The arc will get created according to it. So this is about arc by 3 points. Our next option is arc by center point. So in this one, I just have to specify first. I have to specify the center point of arc. Let's say this is my center point. Then I just have to specify the two end points of that arc. Let's say this is my starting point and this is my end point. If I click on it, the arc which I want, it will get created. So this one is about arc by center point. Our next option is curve. So as I was saying previously, if I want to create a curve at a specific distance on the specific points, I can just create the points beforehand, or I can just click on the random points to create the curve. So as you can see here, the curve which I have created, it is a closed curve. If I don't want this curve as a closed curve, I just have to simply click on this option, close curve. So previously this option was on, so because of that the curve which got created, it was closed curve. I just have to uncheck it. So the curve which will get created, it will be open curve. I just have to select the endpoint of it and then just press right click. So the curve which I have created, it will be shown here. If I wish to edit this curve, there are two options here. That is shape edit, and then next one is local edit. First we will see shape edit. So in shape edit option, I just have to select this curve. This one. You have to select this curve. So there is a first option here, that is shape edit. So in shape edit, we can change the shape of the curve by selecting the tangent point tangency, by changing the tangency for it. So as you can see here, as I am changing as I am clicking on this reference point, the shape, the curve which I have created, it is also changing according to it. Let's say I want it here. So I can change the shape of the curve according to it. So this one is about a shape edit. Next option is local edit. So in local edit, I can change the local points which are on the curve. So I just have to select the point and the curve which I want, it will get created. Only the starting point and end point of the curve, it will remain fixed, and the whole curve will change according to it. So this one is about curve. Our next option is fillet and chamfer. Let's say this is my rectangle here. I want to create a fillet for this rectangle. So I just have to select the fillet option, and I just have to select the two lines according to which I have to create the fillet. So as you can see, as I am moving cursor, the radius of the fillet, it is getting changed. So I can input the radius beforehand, or I can change its radius according to it. Let's say I want it on 15 radius. So the fillet which got created, it is of radius 15 mm. If let's say if I don't want to if I want to create the fillet, but I don't want to trim this line according to uh, related to the that one. So I can just select this option, that is no trim. After selecting the no trim, the fillet, it will get created, but the remaining portion, which is out of the area of the fillet, it won't get trimmed. So this one is about fillet. Our next option is chamfer. So in chamfer, there are you can create it three ways: either with angle, or with angle and setbacks, or with both setbacks. Let's say if I have created the angle, let's say my angle is 30 degree. So you just have to select these two lines, and as you can see here, the chamfer which got created, it will be showing here. So in this one, the for setback A the angle is 30, and for setback B the angle is 60. You can see the reference line here. So as I am moving cursor, the it is also changing according to it. Let's say I want my setback A at let's say 30 mm. So it will get created according to it. I just have to simply place left click. So the setback will get created according to it. So this one is about angle and setback. If I have to create it with specific value of the setback, let's say I'll keep this 0. I wanted setback A as 30 degree, or setback B as let's say 45 mm. So I just have to select the two lines. So as you can see here, the angle it will be shown according to setbacks which I have setback values which I have which I have given input. So as you can see here, I can create the setback according to it. Let's say I wanted this one. So this way we can create a chamfer for it. Our next option is split. Let's say previously I have chose this option, no trim for it. So I want to split this element, split this line into two related to this fillet. So I can use this option split. Let's say I choose split. I want to split this element. So I just have to simply click on it, and then I just have to specify the point at which I have to split that element. Let's say I want it to be this point. So I just have to simply click on it. So as you can see here, the lines the lines will get split according to it. So this one is about split option. Our next option is extend to next. Let's say there is a another geometry here at certain distance from this line. Let's say I'll create two lines for reference. There is a geometry here at certain distance. If I want to extend this line around to this line, I can use this option, extend to next. So in extend to next, I just have to simply click on the line. So the line will get extended to the next element, which is in the which is in the cross section. I just have to simply click on it. So this line will get extended. I can even input next next line also. So until there is a certain geometry to which the line can be extended, it can extend. If there is no reference geometry for it, so the extend it will not get extend beyond that. So this one is about extend. Our next option is trim. Let's say I don't want this line. I don't want bottom portion of this line. So I can just have to simply click on trim. I will just click trim it, so it will get created according to it. So this one is about trim. Our next option is I will trim this one. Our next option is trim corner. So let's say I don't want these two side of the line. I don't want to I want this line to be trimmed until this line. So I just have to select this one and this one. So the line which previously which was until this point, it will get trimmed according to this one. Even if I don't want to I don't want this line until this point, so I can even change that also. I just have to simply click on it, trim it. So this is about trim corner. Our next option is offset. Let's say I will delete this rectangle. Let's say this is my line and I want to create the offset for it. Let's say I just have to input the distance. Let's say I wanted 20 mm for the offset. Then I just have to simply click on this line. Then either press right click of the mouse or just simply click on this accept button. So that way I can create the offset for this line as many times as I want. So this one is about offset. Our next option is symmetrical offset. So in the symmetrical offset, I just have to specify the width, the radius of it, the cap type of it. Let's say I wanted line end. Then I want the width to be, let's say, 15 mm, and my cap fillet radius, it will be, let's say, 2 mm. Just simply click on OK, select the line, and it will the symmetrical offset will get created according to it, and the line which was there as a reference, it got converted into construction line. This one is about symmetrical offset. In the symmetrical offset, you can even change the end portion of that cap, that line also. Let's say I want it arc, and I want the radius of that arc. Let's say I want it 10 mm. No, I'll keep it as 5. Click on OK. I just have to simply select this line. So it will get created. And if you, as you can see here, the end line of the arc, it was at the end point of this line. If I want to change it, here you can see it, offset arc. I can even create that one also. I just have to simply click on it. Okay. So as you can see the difference between arc and offset arc. So this one is about symmetric offset. Our next option is move and rotate. So in move and rotate, let me just get this dimension. So in first option is move. Let's say I want to move this line to somewhere else. So I just have to simply click on it. Then I just have to select the point from which I have to move. Let's say I want to move it from the midpoint. I just have to select it, and the line which I have selected, it will move according to it. Let's say I want it here, so I can even create this one here also. If I want to create a copy of it, So I can even create that one also. In the move option, here is an option there that is copy. I just have to simply check that option. So the line which I have selected as a reference, it will be remain as it is, and the copy of that line or any geometry, it will be moved to another position. Let's say move, select this one, and to, in this case I want to move from the endpoint of this line. I just have to select it, and in this way you can create as many copies as you want. So this one is about move. Our next option is rotate. Let's say this line I want to rotate it, so I just have to simply use this command rotate. I just have to in the rotate there is also option of copy. So if I will just uncheck it first. In the rotate, I just have to rotate this element. Then I have to specify the center of rotation. Let's see if I keep it from this center point, and this point I want to rotate. So as you can see here, according to my as I am moving cursor, it will get rotated. I have to simply press left click. So this line will get rotated. If I want to create a copy of it, I can even do that also. Let's say this is my line. This is my, and I don't want to rotate from the center. I want to rotate from this end point. So I can specify that one. Let's say this one, and the point which I have to move for the rotation. I just have to select that one. So the line it will get rotated according to it. Let's say 45. So in this way I can rotate the line also. So this one is about rotate. Our next option is mirror. Let's say just a minute. Let's say this is my reference line. I'll just simply drag it here. This is my reference line. I want to mirror it, so I can even mirror that one also. Let's say I want to use mirror. I just have to select this line which I have to mirror. Then I just have to specify the mirror axis. So let's say I want to mirror it according to z axis. I just have to simply click on it. So the mirror, it will get created. Let's say I want to do it according to x axis. So I can do that one also. Then z axis. So though I can create the mirror as many times as I want. So this one is about mirror. Our next option is scale. Let's say suppose uh, this is my sketch. Let's say this is 50. Let's say suppose this is my sketch, and as you can see the lines here which are of length 50. If I want to scale this sketch, I just have to select this option scale. Then I just have to select the whole geometry or the points which I have to modify. Let's say I will select this whole geometry, and I just have to input the scale for it. Let's say I want it to be 1.5 times. So I just then I just have to click on the center point of that scaling. I can even choose this one, this this end point or midpoint of these lines according to it. Let's say I want to select this point. So the sketch which I have created, it will get scaled accordingly. Previously, as you can see, the previously the length of that line was 50 mm, and after scaling it 1.5 times, the length of that line became 75 mm. So this way, I can use the scale option. So our next option is stretch option. So in stretch option, let's say here is let's say I don't want these two lines according inside. I want it outside somewhere. So I can even use this stretch option. Let's say I will select these two lines. After selecting these two lines, I just have to simply select the point, select the center, select the point for according to which these two lines will move. Let's say I will select this line, this point. So as you can see, it is moving according to it. I just have to simply drag it and drop it. So that way I can use this stretch command. So this one is about stretch command. Our next option is, as you can see here, construction. Create as construction or construction lines. So suppose let's say if you want to create a circular geometry, revolved geometry. Let's say you have to create a ring for it. For to create that ring, we need a reference axis for it. So for this, related to this reference axis, I can create this one as a create as a construction line. So the difference between these two is, let's say, if I create one rectangle, let's say I will create one rectangle and I will create one circle. Let's say, and if I close this sketch, finish. If I try to extrude it, so you can see here, I can extrude both the rectangle and circle also. But if I if I change this circle into a construction circle, let's say I will select this one. I will change this into construction circle by simply click on this, and then I will close this sketch again. Finish. And if I try to extrude it, only the rectangle which I have created, it will get selected for the extrusion process, but the circle which I have created as construction, it will not get selected. So this one is about uh, change into construction. Our next option is create as construction. So if I check this command, so the anything which I will create afterwards, it will be created as a construction geometry. So it won't be selected in the extrusion process. So this one is about construction. Our next option is fill. So if in the fill option, let's say there is a hatch or a rib design in your part. So if I have to show that one, I can even use this option fill. So in fill option, I just have to specify the spacing and angle for that fill, and then I just have to simply click enter inside that region of the sketch. So it will the fill which are there, it will get created according to it. Let's just I will increase the spacing for it. I will put 10 mm. So as you can see here, the fill which I want to create it got created according to it. So this one is about fill option. So is there any doubt until now from tangent to?
No, sir.
Okay. Then our next option is uh, grid options. So in the grid options, these are all command related to grid options. Let's say I will delete this rectangle. So in the grid options, as you can see, there are different options: show readout, show grid. Let's just say I will select show grids. So as you can see here, the grid, uh, the working window, there are grid showing now. Yeah, but you can see here it is somewhat a little bit more transparent than which was here. Then the grid which is showing here. So if I want to change it, I just have to, here you can see there is a rectangle shown here. I just have to change the size of that rectangle, and here you can see it. The grid which is there, it gets highlighted according to this rectangle inside this rectangle. So this one is about show grid. Now our next option is show readouts. So in show readouts, let's say I will check this option show readouts. Okay. And if I try to create a line, so as you can see here, the readouts for the both the axes it is showing here. If I click on this, it will get created according to it. And here you can see it, the the readouts which are there. It is in the there are delimiter for it. It is up to this precision of 0.00 mm. If I have to change that, so now I just have to select next option, snap to grid, and just click on it. And if I try to input the line, here you can see it. Previously, there was a precision of zero point 0.00 inside 0.00 mm, but here you can see there is a now there is a precision of only 1 mm. So if I try to create a line out there, so it will get created only up to that part. So this one is about snap to grid. Our next option is XY key. So in the XY key, if I start to input the XY coordinate for it. Let's say I'll keep it 150 X and 150 Y, and then I just have to simply click on line. So as you can see here, previously it was showing readouts, but now it is showing only 150 mm. Even if I try to move the cursor. So while creating line, my first point it will be at a distance of 150 mm, the origin point of my line. I start to simply press left click. So here you can see the first point of my line. It was according to that. I can even specify the second point for it. Let's say I want it on 200 and 200. Just press enter, and it will get created according to it. So this one is about grid options. I'll just check it. Click on OK. So this one is about grid options. Our next topic is relate. So is there any doubts in this draw section?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So our next option is relate. Relationships in the sketch we have created. So there are different relationships, that is connect, horizontal, vertical, tangent. So I will show you. Let's say this is my first line, and then this is my second line. If I want to create the endpoint of first line and starting point of second line, I start to select this option connect, and just have to select these two points on it. So it will get connected according to it. So this one is about connect. Our next option is horizontal vertical. Suppose let's say I have to create a horizontal line, but by mistake I will create a line for let's say 3 degree, and my next line will be it was not perfectly vertical. It will be around 2-3 degree around it, but I want to create these two lines as a horizontal or vertical, so I can select this option and make them according to it. So I just have to select this option, and if there is a line of geometry which I have to make horizontal or vertical, has an angle less than 45 degree, so that line will be converted into a horizontal line, as you can see here. And if that angle of that line, if it is more than 45 degree, so the line which will get changed, it will be a vertical line. So this one is about horizontal and vertical. Our next option is tangent. Let's say this is my circle here. I want to make a tangent to this line. So I just have to select this tangent. First I have to select the circle. Then I just have to select the line. So it will get tangent. So the circle will get tangent to it. And if I have to change its distance, I can even change that one also. Then I will show you again this one. Let's say I want to tangent this one to this line. So I can it will get tangent according to that one also. So this one is about tangent. Our next option is parallel. Let's say this is my first line and this is my second line. So if I want to make the second line parallel to first one, I start to select this option. In the parallel command, the first line which you have selected, it will get changed according to the second line. Let's say I want to change this line. I start to select it, then second one. So as you can see here, this first line which I have selected, it got parallel according to the second line. Our next option is equal. So in equal, it is similar to parallel. I just have to select the first line which I have selected. It will get equal to the second line. So as you can see here, both of the lines it got equal. Our next option is symmetric. Let's say this is my first circle and this is my second circle. So I want these two circles to be symmetric. So I can even change that one also. I can create those also. Let's say I will select this option. I just have to select the symmetric axis for it. So it will be I will say, let's say I will select this z axis for the symmetry. I will select I want to change this I want to make this element symmetric to this one. So I just have to select these two elements and the both circles will get symmetric. So this one is about symmetric. Our next option is concentric. Let's say I want these both two circles to be concentric. I just have to select these two circles and these two circles will get concentric. Now if you are wondering if I have to make these two circles symmetric, but I don't want to change the diameter of this circle. We can even change into that also. We just have to choose the different command for it. Let's say horizontal or vertical. So in this way, I just have to select this center point for this reference. Then I just have to select the center point of this one. So as you can see, the center point of these both two circles, it will get it will become horizontal to each other. So this way I can change this one also, relationship for it also. Apply the horizontal or vertical relationship this way also. Our next option is perpendicular. Let's say these are my two lines. I want to make them perpendicular. I can use this option. I just have to select this one and this one. So these two lines will get perpendicular to each other. Let's say I will create this another line. I will make this one parallel. Then let's say it was not here. If I want to make these two lines collinear, I can even do that also. Let's say I want to select this line and this line. So it got collinear. So this one is about collinear. Our next option is symmetric axis. So in this symmetric option, as you were saying, there was a by default you need a symmetric axis for it. So I can this way we can create this symmetric axis for it. Let's say suppose this is my random line. I can convert this line into a symmetric axis. Just have to select this command and this one. So this axis it got changed into symmetric axis. And if I try to check use the symmetric option, use symmetric command, so the axis it will automatically get selected as this axis, and I can change this one also. If I try to change its position, it will get changed according to it. So this one is about relationship. Let's say there are two sketches which I have to which are at the specific distance. This is my first sketch, and let's say this is my second sketch. And if I try to move this circle, so as you can see here, just a minute, get it outside. Let's see if I try to move this circle, it will go. It is moving singularly. But if I make it into rigid set, let's say rigid set, if I make these two into rigid set and just click on OK, and then if try to move it, let's say this one. So the both the geometries which I have converted into rigid set, it will get moved according to it. This one is about rigid set. Our next option in relationship uh, is lock. Suppose let's say this is my line of length. Let's say I'll keep it, make it 500, and let's say I will put a distance for this line, that is 715. I want it 700. I want to lock this line or lock this sketch up until this distance. Just I can do that also. So this lock, it is related to constraining of that sketch. Let's say I will keep another distance here. I'll keep it 350. So if I try to lock this sketch, I just have to use this command. Let's say I want to lock this sketch. The sketch will get locked, but you are not sure that it got locked. So for this, there is an option, relationship colors. So this option I have unchecked it. So because of it, the relationships which is there, it is not showing properly. If I select this, as you can see it, the line which was there, the color of that line, it changed into black because I have locked that line for its specific distance or specific length. So as you can see here, if I lock these two lines, the whole sketch will get locked, and if I try to change it or move it, it won't get moved. Let's say if this is length 750, if I try to change 1000, so it won't get changed because it is in lock position. So this one is about lock option. Our next part is IntelliSketch. Before proceeding to the IntelliSketch, let's take a break of 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You can try these commands, draw and relate, practice on your solid edge, and we will continue after 5 minutes. Is it okay, sir?
Okay, okay, sir. No problem.
Okay. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. So, this relationship part is over. Our next part is IntelliSketch. So, IntelliSketch, as you can see here, there are different options which are checked. So, as you can see, that is endpoint, midpoint, on element, center point. So, these are the snapping points according to which we take for the reference. Let's say this is my rectangle, and if I try to create a line on it, so as you can see here, the midpoint which it got highlighted, so that is because this snapping point, it is checked. So if I try to create it, the next line which will get created, it will be according to that midpoint or endpoint of it. So this one is about IntelliSketch option, snapping points. As you can see, if I click on this option, IntelliSketch, there are different snapping points here. That is endpoint, midpoint, center point, intersection point, tangent, horizontal, vertical.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. Yes, yes.
So your video is paused, means it's not moving.
It's not moving. Just a minute.
Yes.
Now can you see it?
No, it's
no, sir.
blank. Black.
Black. Just a minute.
Black screen.
Now can you see it?
No,
No, sir.
sir.
I think there is something network issue. Just a minute.
Yes, sir. Your voice is also breaking.
Yeah, just a minute. I think there is some certain network issue. Just a minute, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the screen is still not visible.
No, sir.
No, sir. Now it is
Now
visible.
it is visible.
Okay, okay. Um, so it is unfreeze in unfreeze state now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So okay, so we will go for it. As I was previously explaining IntelliSketch options. So in IntelliSketch options, there are different relationships. As you can see here, endpoint, midpoint, intersection, seal out points, ellipse axis point. I can, if I want to select that one, I can select those points on it, points on the geometry, and I can make the changes according to it. So our next option is auto dimensioning. So as you can see here, this option is unchecked. So that's why whatever the geometry which I have created, there were no dimensions for it. If I check this option, then here you can see there are four options which are shown here. The first two are when geometry is drawn, or second one is only when geometry is created with keyed in values. Let's say I will select this second option first, only when geometry is created with keyed in values, and then I will create a line. Let's say I will create a line randomly. So as you can see, the dimensions, it was not shown here because I have created that line randomly. Instead of this, if I create the line, and I have specified the distance for it, distance of that line. So as you can see here, the line, it is showing the dimensions for it. So this one is our second option, only when geometry is created with keyed in values, or either we can do this, or we can see when geometry is drawn. Select this one, click on OK, and if I try to create a random line. So it will show the dimensions according to it. And you can see the color for them. It is showing red color. If I try to change it, it is changing according to it. But the one point of that line, it is fixed. Only the second point of that line, it is changing according to it. I'll show you here. Here you can see it. It is changing according to it. So this one point of that line is fixed, and the second point, according to that one point, it is moving. Our next option was do not create dimensions for fully defined geometry and create driven dimensions. So let's say, just wait. Let's say this is my rectangle. Let's say I will input 100 and 100. So as you can see here, the rectangle which I have created, it is black in color because it is constrained according to that base. So the center point of this rectangle, it is related to this base. As you can see, this is relationships which is applied to this rectangle. That is, this one is the horizontal and this one is vertical. So if I try to change the dimensions, it is changing. So because it is driving dimensions. And as I have said previously, there are two options, that is create driven dimensions or do not create driven dimensions for fully defined geometry. If I select this for the second option, create driven dimensions, then if I try to draw a line, so here you can see it, the dimensions for the driven geometry, it got created. And if I try to change it, if I, let's say I try to 50, because it is driven dimensions, and our main dimension, driving dimension, it is the same one, so that's why it is showing false dimensions. And if I change this driving dimensions, the driven dimensions, it will get changed according to it. So this was our second options, create driven dimensions. If I don't want this driven dimensions, I just have to select this option, do not create dimensions for fully defined geometry. If I select this one and try to draw a line, let's say this is the vertical line. So as you can see here, there were no dimensions showing for it. So this one is about this one is our options about dimensioning. I will uncheck this one for now. So this one is about IntelliSketch options. So is there any doubt related to it?
No, sir.
Coordinate dimension.
Sir, other type of dimensioning is also there.
Yeah, there is. As you, here in this, here you can see it in the dimensions. There are different options: smart dimensions, distance in between, angle, coordinate dimensions, angular coordinate dimensions. We can create these different types of dimensions. Let's say first, let's say I create a rectangle by 2 points. Let's say it's 45 and it's 35. This one is my first rectangle, and this is my second rectangle. Let's say I'll click it 35 and 30. Let's say I will try to I will give the dimensions to this one. So as you can see, I can directly give dimensions to this one. I just have to simply click on the line, and it will just show the dimensions related to it. And if I want the distance between this line and this line, I can even create that one also using smart dimensions. Let's say I want this line and this line. So as you can see here, I can show the vertical distance, or even I can show the horizontal distance in between also. Let's say I'll keep this 20. Let's say I'll keep it 20. So as you can see, this one was the constraint geometry. So the this rectangle, it moved according to it. If I try to change it, here you can see it. It is changing according to it. This one is about smart dimension. Our next option is uh, distance in between. So distance in between, as you can see in the small video, if there is complex geometry, and then I want the distance between 2 points, I can select the create that distance. Let's say this one is. Let's say I want the diagonal distance between this one and this one. So I just have to select this by 2 points option. I try to select this option, this one, and this one. So as you can see, the distance of this diagonal, it is showing here. This one is this dimension, as you can see here, it is in blue color, so it is a driven dimension. If I change these two dimensions, that is width and height of the rectangle, so it will this dimension will get changed according to it. So this one is about distance in between. Our next option is angle in between. Let's say suppose these are my two lines, and if I want to check the angle in between them, so I can simply use this option, that is angle in between. I just have to select these two lines, and as you can see here, the angle is got created, and if I try to change it, it will move, the lines will get moved according to it. So this one is about angular dimensions. I think there is one part remained. Let's say this is my angular line, and if I want to if I want to show this angle between these two lines, I can even show the angle between them using smart dimensions also. If I click on it, then I just have to simply select these two lines, and after selecting these two lines, I just have to simply press a key on the keyboard, then it will show the angle in between them, and if I try to change it, it will get changed according to it. So this one is about smart dimensions, and in the dimensioning, as you can see here, these all dimensions which I have given, these all are nominal dimensions. So if I want to change the dimension type, as you can see here, I can even change that also. So if previously it was nominal, I can change into unit tolerance, H1, H class. Then I can provide the limit for it. I can create the reference for it also. Let's see if I create a unit tolerance dimension, and this is, let's say I want it +2 and -1 tolerance for it. And let's say I will create dimensions for this one and use smart dimensions. So as you can see here, the dimensions which I have provided, so it got changed into unit tolerance dimensions. So this way I can give different types of dimensions to my geometry. So this one is about dimensioning. Our next part is here you can see this is coordinate dimensions and angular coordinate dimensions. So for this part, I think I will show you in our drafting session, because these dimensions, it is mostly used in when we create a drawing of our part or our assembly. So it will be better if I show it in that our drafting session. So is it okay for you?
Yeah, sure, sir. No problem.
I will definitely explain it there because it will be much needed in the
Yeah, sure, sir.
drafting. Yeah, yeah. So our next option is styles. So in the styles option, as you can see here, these dimensions. If I want to change the style for it, I just have to simply select this one and press right click, and simply just go for the properties. And once you see it here, you can see it, there is a properties for this line. As in properties, you can define units, secondary units, text, line and coordinates, spacing, annotations, termination and symbol, feature callout, smart depth. So for the first one, you can see here units. That is, as you can see here, it was isometric template. So that's why this units column, it is blank one. And if I want to change the delimiter for it, let's say, as you can see here, the delimiter for it, it is comma. If I want to change it to period, I can even do that also. This one is about primary units. In the secondary units, in the secondary units, as you can see, this tolerance dimensions I have given, that is +2 -1. So that one is related to secondary units. I can even change the text style also for it. That is the text font, symbol font, font style, font size, orientation for it. I can even change that one also. I can even change the line coordinate for also. So as you can see, this is central line mark. I can even change that one. If I want to create any custom settings, I can even create that one also. I just have to simply click on OK. So as you can see, the delimiter for it, it won't change. And if you wish to set these custom settings previously beforehand, before creating the geometry, you can just change it from here. That is styles. So in the styles option, here you can see I can change the styles for dimensions, fill, hatch, line, text also. Let's say in the styles, let's say I will select the ISO I just have to simply click on modify. So as you can see here, the same options which are shown after selecting the properties for the dimension, it is same option showing here. Here you can change the units for it, the round off value. You can even round off value, which was only 2 spaces. You can change it according to your choice also. Angular degrees, you can change it to degree, minute, second, radians also. Then as I was saying previously, the delimiter for it, I can even change that one also. In the secondary routes, you can do the same one, same option. In the text, you can change the according to it. Then there's lines and spacing, lines and coordinate, the spacings in between, that is a text clearance gap, dual display vertical gap. I can change that one also. I can just have to select these settings, just click on OK and then apply. So this way I can change the style for the dimensions also. So this one is about dimensions and styles. Our next option is annotations and property text. So it will be better if I show it in the drafting session. As you can see in the first command, that is call out, which is show what is the geometry for it. So it will be better if I show it in drafting session. Is that
Okay,
okay,
sir.
sir? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are, you can see here, there are different options: balloon, surface texture, and symbol. So it is used when we are creating a drafting. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm taking in the drafting session. And our, I think our, this is mostly related to the sketching. And
Yes.
there is one more option related, remain, that is radial menu. The radial menu is nothing but a shortcut which we can create, which we can use here in the solid edge. That is, if I simply press the middle button, just a minute. If I just simply place the right button of my mouse and kept on pressing it, so as you can see here, this radial menu will appear, and here you can see there are different commands which are shown here, that is related to the sketching environment. That is line, circle, rectangle, by center, then connect, horizontal, vertical, the dimensions. This is the radial menu through which we can simply go to the commands which we require. If we wish to customize this radial menu, we just have to go to the applications button. In the applications button, here it is option that is customize. If I select this one, here you can see it, the customize option it will create. Here we can change the theme of our solid edge, then the environment in which we have to customize. That is currently we are in the sketching environment. So I can even change the keyboard commands, keyboard commands for it. Then quick access button, then ribbon bar, which is this top in the top. That is ribbon bar. We can change the orientation of it also. And as I was saying previously, the radial menu. You can change the commands on it also. Let's say if I want to relate this one, if I want instead of this select option, I want the command concentric there. I just have to select this command and then just drag and drop it there. So the this radial menu, it will get changed according to it. So this one is about radial menu. Even I can change the layout of the solid edge also related to this according to this. I just have to change it and just close it, and I just have to save this one. Let's see, now I will reset it and close this one. So this way I can make the changes in the shortcut menu also. So this is mostly about sketching. So do you have any doubts related to it?
No, sir. Sir, are there any keyboard shortcuts?
Keyboard shortcuts, it is not according to it. As you were saying, that is if I press on L, the line command, it will get selected, right?
Yes.
No, there are not the specific options for it. But if you click on here, you can specify these keyboard options.
Okay, we can edit them.
You can edit them. Just have to
Okay.
select the modifier, then key for it, and use
Yes.
where to use in all environment or use in specified environment only. So that way we can modify according to your requirement the
Yes.
keyboard shortcuts, this one also. So instead of keyboard shortcuts, you can just go for radial menu. You just have to change the radial menu layout. So
Hmm.
this layout is only for sketching environment. And if I go for let's say ordered part, so as you can see here, the radial menu, it will get changed according to it. You can customize it, and you can simply put the commands which you use the most. And just when you try to select it, just right click, press the right click and select the command, and
Yes.
it will go according to that command. So you don't have to press the keyboard shortcuts on it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is mostly about sketching from my end. If there is any doubts, you can.
No, sir.
No,
No
no.
doubts.
Yeah, yeah. So there is one option here, another option here, that is features. So in the features, as you can see, there are 4 features currently. The one is whole circle, another is mounting boss location, third is rectangular pattern, and fourth is circular pattern. So this circular and rectangular pattern, it is available for when we create a sketch or part, or even when we create a assembly. It is available there also. I will show it to you here now. Let me just say, let's say this is one rectangle. So this is my rectangle, and inside this rectangle, let's say this is a random circle of diameter 10 mm. And if I want to create a pattern of it, I can say I just have to simply select this rectangular pattern. In the rectangular pattern, I just have to select the element of which I have to make the pattern. I will just select this one, click on OK. Then as you can see here, the command bar, it will get changed according to it. So this is one big long command bar. So there are three types of options you can in which you can create the pattern. That is fit, fill, and fixed. So in the fit option, you can specify the instances of the pattern which we have to create. Let's just say 3, and in the y direction I also want 3. and then you just have to create a rectangle according to that pattern. Let's just, I will select this one. So you can see here the pattern, it got created according to that rectangle. And if I wish to change, make any changes on it, you can just go here and let's just say I only want the circles which are on the rectangle. I don't want the circle which is in the middle. So I can even do that also. I just have to use this commands, use this option suppress occurrences. In the suppress occurrences, I just have to select this point. Just a minute. After selecting the point, the occurrence for this pattern, it will get suppressed according to it. So this one is about feet option. Next one is field. So in the field option, instead of we have to instead of inputting the count of it, I just have to input the distance through which it will the distance between the two circles. I just have to give input. Let's say I will input 20, and the next y is, let's say I will just do the same 20 for it. So as you can see here, I can even change the width of the rectangle according to it. Let's say that is 76. I will go for 80. Just press tab and then height also 80. So this way I can change the length, width and height of the rectangle also. So this one is about fill. So in the fill option, you just have to specify the distance between occurrence, the pattern of the element which you have to create. So this one is about fill. Our next option is fixed. So in the fixed, we don't have to create a rectangle. We can create the rectangle randomly. We just have to input the occurrences on it. Let's just, I will put 4. Here you can see it. And in the y, I will input 3. So as you can see here, I can change the count and the spacing in between them. So it will the pattern which is there, it will get created. It will get created according to it. So this one is about rectangular pattern. Our next option is circular pattern. Let's say this is my rectangle of 150 to 150, and there is a one circle at the end point of this rectangle. Let's say 30 mm diameter. And if I have to create a pattern for it of this circle, I can even do that circular using circular pattern also. So in the circular pattern, I just have to select this one, click on OK. Then instead of in the rectangular pattern, I have to create the rectangle, and same way, instead of creating rectangle in circular pattern, I have to create the circle. And I just have to specify the center point and the radius of that circle. Then click on this one. I just have to specify the dimension. I will change the count to 6, and I will use this direction. So as you can see here, the pattern, it will get create around the circle. And our next option, if I try to change it, let's say I will change the radius for it 100. It won't get changed because it was connected to this previous one. Let's say I will create a random circle 50. And if I try to circular pattern for it and create the count of 8, and let's say I will create the count of 3, and instead of the full circle, I just have to create on partial circle. So that way we can create, I can create that one also. I just have to select the starting point and end point of it. So as you can see it in the partial circle, I can create the circular pattern also. So is there any doubt related to pattern command? This circular rectangular pattern?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so this one is mostly about sketching. So if there are any doubts, you just practice it, and if there are any doubts, we will take it in the tomorrow session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So for now, I will conclude this session
Yes, sir.
related to the sketching.
Yes, sir.
Share to close.
Sir, what about recordings?
I will share it to you on the email.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so for today we have completed the sketching. In the next tomorrow's session, we will see the commands related to the part modeling. That is
Yes.
extrude, revolve, cut, different ones. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining this session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you.